This is the time of year where you make the team you want, and most of you likely get cut and aren't playing on the team you want. I want to talk to you about that today. How you manage getting cut. Is it a good thing? Is it a bad thing? Everyone that's played organized sports and gotten to the highest levels have all been cut at some point. I don't think there's one professional athlete, high-level athlete, that's went on a nice, smooth, easy, greased-up run to the big leagues. You need to be tested. You need to be challenged. You need to welcome getting cut. Now that sounds pretty bizarre. You're hurt right now because you're cut and you think your world's over. It's not. I kept getting cut from Junior B in Strathroy 3 years in a row. And my banner's hanging in the rink now as I ultimately made the NHL. You want to get cut. You just don't take it personally. You say, listen, I'm going to use this as motivation. Eventually you'll make the team you want. And remember one thing about AAA, AA, and all these levels and tournaments and all this stuff as minor hockey athletes. Doesn't matter when you get to junior hockey. A junior head coach doesn't care if you played 3 years of AAA or whatever. All they care about is when they look at you now, do you pass the smell test? Do you look good? Do you look like you're going to be a goalie that can help them win games? That's all they're looking for. So getting cut is actually a good thing. And I got some advice for you on how you should proceed this season after you've gotten cut. First thing, get a notebook. Write down the name of the head coach, what he told you, why they cut you, put his name and the fact he cut you, and the date. File it away. Each and every time you get cut, get a book going, document these people that are doubting your ability. Use that as fuel, motivational fire. You don't feel like running up and down the hill. You don't feel like lifting weights. You don't feel like doing plyometrics. Kick your own butt, and when you run out of motivation, you got to look back at that doubters list of people that cut you and treated you like that. And at the end of the day, you're in the middle of the bell curve. The bell curve, as you know, has small at the end, big in the middle. Most goalies fit here. At this end, we got the goalies that can't hack it. They're not even remotely ready for a certain level. And you got the Carey Prices, the people at the top end that are clearly good enough to make it. Most of you guys fit in the middle of the bell curve. Now, how do you get out of the middle of the bell curve? You have to do an honest assessment of the things that you suck at, the things in your game that are broken that need to be fixed. Don't push them under the carpet. Don't hide it. Don't blame the coach for cutting you on politics and all that other stuff, because there's always been politics. There's always been nepotism. It's going to continue. But if you can go through a detailed way, identify the things that you're not good at and are holding you back, then they'll have no choice but to keep you next time you go to a tryout. So systematically and with vigor, identify everything broken in your game and find, with a plan of attack, a way to fix that all. At the end of the day, the only way to overcome politics and nepotism and unfair cuts is to be overwhelmingly awesome. And let's agree, if you were overwhelmingly awesome, they would have kept you. Just because you do just as good as the other kids there, or you're slightly better, that's when politics and nepotism rise up and rear their heads. So to be clear, find out what's broke, fix it, get the motivation gassed up. You can prove people wrong, and you'll ultimately get a banner hanging up in the arena in your hometown, just like I did.
All right, Josh, as you know, goaltenders have to be able to recover. It's one of the primary fundamental skills that a goalie needs. And there's three fundamental positions you actually end up on: knees, butt, or belly. So let's take a look in your butterfly position. There's two ways you can get up from the butterfly. Get up both legs at the same time, just by muscling them up. And you also get up with one leg at a time, either left or right. And young goalies typically have one leg that's preferable to the other one. So they're bilaterally weak. So we want to make sure they're both equally strong. Now, if you go on the angle over here in your butterfly, we know when you're doing a recovery from your butterfly when you're down, you want to pivot, plant, and push and get up with the back leg. Same thing over here. You're going to look where you're going, pivot, plant, push, and slide over. Now, one key distinction, if you go back in your butterfly here, is if the man is in tight for a rebound, you're going to recover while down. And if the guy's gapped out and he's got a lot of aerial angle on you, high slot, you get up to your feet, but keep a low stance. So you don't always slide back to your new target. You only slide back if the puck is tight. Now, let's take a look at the belly recovery. Now, obviously you don't want to end up on your belly. It does happen. There's two ways to recover. You can pop up to your knees, and recover from your knees as you would. There's also, in your butterfly position, pushing straight up without your knees touching, right to your feet. Excellent. Now, the last position, and the one we don't want to get in, is on your butt. Now, a lot of times, goalies will end up rolling over and facing their head into the net and freeze. Not good, because you're going to have your butt exposed. You're not watching the play. So that's a common mistake young goalies make. When you get up from your butt, it's quite simple. You're going to place your glove by your hip, plant your feet, and then up you go. Very simple. Let's try that 2 more times so people can see that. Excellent job. Makes it look easy. And it should be seamless. And one thing we find with young goalies is they don't have the strength to weight ratio with their gear, so the butt recovery is a big challenge. And I always tell kids, when they're little, you should be working on carpet butterflies. Carpet butterflies followed by belly recoveries and butt recoveries just in your basement in the carpet, and get used to your equipment away from the ice. So you're going to be right here. We're going to do drill number 1 that we like to use to work on recovery is knees, butt, and belly. So Matt's going to call out knees, butt, or belly, and he's going to let a pretty hard shot go. As you're doing the recovery, they're going to give you just enough time to get up. Ready? Here we go.
Knees. Belly.
Scores. Woo!
Butt. Knees.
2 more.
Belly.
Last one. Last one.
Knees.
All right, so now we've got another drill we can do off the knees, butt, belly, and now we're going to put a pass into it. So you got to execute a recovery and a reposition. Ready, Josh? Knees. Belly. Butt.
Knees.
So the stick gets set right behind the puck, and as soon as he starts to wind up, you got to get